Out here at Mo Party for the Power Tour, Chattanooga Stop 2013. And I've got a 65 Belvedere 1. Pretty special car. It's a clone, but it's very cool. I think y'all are going to like it. So let me run the owner down and we'll take a look at it. Wayne, how are you, brother?
Hi, Scotty. How are you?
Not too bad. Tell me a little bit about this hot rod.
Well, it's a 1965 Plymouth Belvedere 1. And I found it about 5 years ago. And it was actually it was a four-door car. And we took a two-door body, and the four-door was in excellent shape. The two-door body was in bad shape, so we made the four-door into a two-door, which is done sometimes, but it was done by a shop in Florida that specializes in this kind of thing. And
what's their name? You afraid I was going to ask?
Yeah, I afraid you was. Give me a minute now.
All right, yeah. When you remember, we want to give him a shout out. That's what I'm saying.
It had just came out of his shop, and it was at a friend of mine. A friend of mine owned it up in Dayton, Tennessee. A guy named Vaughn Armstrong, and he had bought the car from him, and it was in primer. There was no interior, no engine, no transmission, no nothing. So I looked at it, I liked it, ended up buying it from him. The engine I had for several years. This actually came out of a boat. It was ran in super stock, and I'd had the engine for about 6 years, and I was just looking for something to put it in. So, and this is the way that it ran when they ran SK division or GN division back in those days.
What is it a clone of? What were you?
Well, this car is made to be a clone of an A990, which was a factory drive program.
Okay.
And they made Plymouths and Dodges. There's another Dodge about 2 cars up there that's an A990 clone too. But they had Hemis, and they were two 4-barrels, and they had 2 Ballstrom seats and no back seat, which this car has. So yeah, just the bare minimum is all it was.
And what's going on with that intake? That's a Hillbrand intake?
Well, no, this is a factory, what's called a bathtub intake. This was used in NASCAR, and it had 1 4-barrel on it, and it was down in the hole. That's why it was called a bathtub.
Right.
And when the boat racers got a hold of this engine, they took the top off, the lid, and they milled an aluminum plate for it, and then they machined it for 4 Webers, and they ran it in the Grand National class. And a friend of mine had this top, and I bought the top for it, put the top on it, bought the Webers from Compcams or Inglace, and put it on it and tuned the car. And Ken Inslee built the engine for me up in Knoxville, and the car runs good.
What have you dynoed? You know, horsepower?
No, we didn't dyno it. It's a 12-to-1 compression ratio. It's got a pretty good sized roller camshaft in it, and then it's got 4 Webers.
It sounds good. What cubic inch is it?
It's a 10 over 426.
Okay.
It's about a 433 or
right. Wow, that's cool, man. And then it would have had the holes cut just like that too.
Well, they ran fuel injection. They ran Crowers.
I got you.
They went from super stock to AFX, and then what they had to do is cut the holes in the hood for the stacks to stick through. The Webers was just a cool thing to do.
It is a cool thing to do, yeah.
I kind of like stuff that nobody else has.
I do too.
So that's why I used it.
But for some reason, that's inviting me to sit down and have dinner at it. I don't know why. It's making me feel like I need to pull a chair up there, but that is cool. Wayne, that is so cool.
Well, thank you.
Let me take a look around the rest of the car. Can I look inside of it?
Sure.
Oh, wow, that's nice. And that's how it would have been. No back seat, nothing like that. They ran carpet to the back?
Yeah.
Man, that's clean, dude. How long have you had it?
I've had it about 5 years, I guess. I've had it done for about 3.
You've been a Mopar fan a long time?
Well, I've liked Mopars all my life. I have several cars. I've got Fords and Chevrolets. And,
right, you're not particular?
No.
Cool is cool?
Well, cool is cool.
Yeah, I got you. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
I like the best of all cars.
Right on.
So.
You have that look about you, Wayne. You look like you enjoy the best of a few things in life.
Well, I mean, I enjoy cars, always have, but this is a nice car. It gets a lot of attention. It's a simple car to drive. The brakes aren't good enough. They're brand new,
right?
But they're just not good enough stock this car.
Well, they got to be better than what came out of stock, eh?
Well, they are stock brakes.
Oh, okay.
That's what the problem is.
That's the problem then.
I converted the disc on the front, but they're just not big enough.
Still not enough, yeah. And what tire are you running on the back of it?
This is a ET Street. It's just Mickey Thompson. It's just slicks in the rear and
Right.
cheater slicks in the
Right.
rear. Skinnies in the
Skinnies in the front, right. Let me see in on this side if you don't mind.
Sure. I've got a dual wideband hooked up to this car so that it reads air-fuel ratio so that I know where I am.
Right.
And the only bad part about these Webers is you have to tune it for the season. In the wintertime, it takes different jetting than it does in the summertime for WOT.
I got you.
Now, idling is fine. You don't have to change that. But
Right.
for if you get the wide open throttle, well, you got to change the jets.
Now, do you have to do it from spring to summer, or is it just a major switch from summer to winter?
Just a major switch.
Yeah,
I don't really drive a whole lot in the summertime.
Right.
Too many bugs. I like to drive the cars in the wintertime. So.
Right. No, well, down south, right? That's
There
one of the
you go.
beautiful things about living where we do.
Yeah.
Man, that is a nice car.
Well, thank you.
Man. Yeah, let me just do a quick walk around on it. Sure. Shut that door if you don't mind. Can you shut the hood for me?
Sure.
Man, that's just a cool car. Wayne's a cool dude. How lucky am I? Uh-oh. I don't know if they're going to let that boy show his car or not. Very cool car. Wayne, thanks so much for giving me the time to look at your car, brother.
You're more welcome, Scott. Anytime.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Folks, there you go. So this is what I say, 65, 67 Belvedere, one. Whatever I said in the beginning is what's right. You know, I get twisted up by the time these things are over. So anyways, from the Mo Party at the Chattanooga stop of the Power Tour 2013, hope you all have enjoyed it. See ya.